So please give a big applause to the dance.
Which part of that, and I don't want to call it profession, but a range of professions that there are. And I won't go into details there.
So therefore, it's just to see that how the seed of One Health is being sown somewhere else, and how it evolutionized, and how it grown in Southeast Asia. Because I have an opportunity to affiliate with One Health, since the beginning of 2010, when it came through the Seaohun. So therefore, as you can see here, as already mentioned in the morning, that if we go back to the 19th century, we see that the first seed, we can even go beyond that, but let's stick to the mid-1800s and then come back to the little bit on 20th century and then 21st. So when we go back in the 19th century, we see that the first seed was sown, okay, by this statement. I think that this statement is extremely important because it has a very strong, because the disease can jump from animal to humans and vice versa. But this is even more important, this particular part, because without this particular part, we will not siloization. This is very important because we have no chance to crack because everything is compartmentalized. Even today, in many places, we will see that we still follow. So it is not start to flourish, but still very difficult to crack. So therefore, after that first, then what happened is that siloization. This is very important because we have no chance to crack because everything is compartmentalized. Even today, in many places, we will see that we still follow. So it is not start to flourish, but still very difficult to crack. So therefore, after that first, then what happened is that SARS and also the H5N1 in some part of the world, and also they're worrying that how to. So it's a wake up call in 2003, and then the people forcing many groups, okay, to think that they cannot work alone. They need coordinations in order to taking care, and then after that, as you can see here, the American associations and then veterinary medicines is doing, and then we have publications. This is also in year 2005, and we have international health regulations, and so on and on. So this is going to be an important milestone, and then the wall, this particular wall has been cracked because the compartmentalization is so deeply rooted there, so it's very difficult to crack. And then that's why after 2004, what happened is that then I call it era of de-siloization. So when it start, the wall of this start to crack, okay? In the Western countries first, and then the concept of One Health, then start to come to Southeast Asia, okay, and other places. Because if you were talking about 2004, I never heard of One Health, okay, what is talking about, and by the time USAID supported came in 2010, and then Seaohun established in 2011, that time we see the progress of One Health. So therefore, after that but I would like to stress a little bit is about the year 2013, also we have in conjunction with PMAC, okay, too many in all the continents, And also, if you look at some of the 2023, I could see one journal that it says that we have 184 One Health networks. They have all the agendas. But I am not sure yesterday when we are talking about the network of the networks, whether the network talk to the network so much or not. Okay, they have all One Health agendas. But how many of your network is talking to another network? Is it more than 10 networks out of 184 networks? Okay, so therefore that is the things that we need to foresee in the future, and the historical hurdles, not only in Southeast Asia that we face, but everywhere will be very similar. In the year 2000, in the 21st century, we never heard the lack of this interdisciplinary collaboration. We are in the silo state, okay, and we have a lot also in the institutional resistance, and our surveillance system is not this strong today. Our surveillance system is disjointed for veterinary, for environmental, for health. It's not being combined, and it's not being shared, and also we have also limited cross collaboration, sector collaborations, lack of public health workforce. I would have to say that USAID did an tremendous, excellent job to provide through Seaohun about to build the public health workforce and One Health workforce, and also lead into the next generation workforce. And this is very important because of the capacity building, understanding about the core competency to change the health professionals who have better knowledge, okay, attitude and skill in order to cope with the complex health challenges like pandemic and other outbreaks. So therefore, insufficient funding has been cited, lack of regional coordination. ASEAN in the early 2000s, nobody is talking about One Health. Nobody knows what is what, and at the regional level also, we do not have any kind of coordination, and also inconsistent policy regulation from country to country, so we cannot have a joint sharing of the information between countries, and also the laboratory inadequate capacity, challenges, of course, with the data sharing, and also the cultural and social barriers. So there are many barriers. I would say in Africa, in South America, and in other places would be very similar to Southeast Asia, and also, of course, how we're going to improve our delay emergency response. This is a very important aspect that we have to consider. So therefore, the use of technology is not that enough. The reason I'm changing the slide a lot because they have cut my time a little bit. So you can look at the heading only, okay? And then we can. So therefore, what is the present day? Now 20 years. Now today, after 20 years, after 2011, after 2013, okay, it's picked up the momentum. The momentum has been picked. And in the last 2 decades, I think ASEAN countries, okay, all ASEAN countries actually is well prepared today how to prevent, detect, and respond. Okay, if you compare 20 years ago, that seed that has been sown in the 19th century has been germinated, and then begin to sprout the leaves and branches. I would say that now most of the institutions that in Ministry of Public Health, in universities, we have 112 universities advocating, train, many thousands of people have been trained, are implementing One Health approach. And then now we know what is this de-siloization, how to share the information from ministry to ministries, and how to make it better. So therefore, this bridge, okay, the bridge of de-siloization has been built in Southeast Asia. If you look at the other side, between the rivers there, we have 2 sectors, and we have a river in between. We have never been crossed because it has been a kind of the culture. And then if this bridge is built in Southeast Asia, so the people, okay, the One Health concept will be fulfilled, okay, with this particular bridge. And then we have never seen this picture because at that time we look at the Venn diagram and then we know what to do, okay, how to do, how we're going to proceed. But with this, our surveillance and early warning system also better, okay, and also the National Regional Emergency Fund has been also established during the COVID. Now we understand about the financing on that particular part. Our laboratory is better than before, and also it will be better in the future in Southeast Asia. And then we use the cross-border collaborations and also inter-country collaborations also to, and then I would like to say again for the USAID that this particular part is extremely important for our region, and it must be continued, okay, to all the Huns in the future. And as you can see here, that this has been from nothing before 2010, and then now it has been flourished, all the Huns and spread everywhere in Southeast Asia. They changed, they tried to reform all the national policies, and also the data sharing and cross-sector collaborations begins much more than before. And also we are trying to develop, procure about the vaccines and drugs distribution system within the region, and also health financing, capacity building and response team, international global health security involvement, and also the greater public health awareness and education. So whether this is going to be for the general public, okay, for the primary school students, for the university students, for the current workforce, it has been have a very strong impact on this also, on the awareness. But before I finish, it's very important that what is going to be we are going to go into the future. Okay, we have back into the past. We come to the present one. If we have the time machine, we will go into the future to see that how we're going to build the resilience health system that it can take care of the emerging threats. And if we're going to be from our conventional, okay, if we're going to go to the future, because the ripple effect, the disruptive process, our world is not the same anymore. So we have to change from the conventional, okay, to the future ready. That's why One Health workforce, we are trying to build the future ready workforce. That is going to be very important. It has to be innovative and adaptive. It has to be flat management. You have to be resilient, sustainable, and also the rapid process. All these kind of things is a little bit complex, but it needs investment, it needs understanding, and you need to change. If we don't change, we'll never become, we cannot cope with the new problems or issues. And therefore, we have to embrace the technology. Okay, first, our region need to embrace the technology. We should be able to predict, okay, like the weather, they are predicting you're going to London. You know that what is the weather in London, so you prepare all the things that ready. So in the future, it's not happened yet, but in the future, we should be able to predict because we have the tools, we have the technology, how the data sharing. If we need about the transparency, real time, very secure data, okay, blockchain, also Internet of Things sensor, and also we have for the wildlife, for all the alerting system, we need the genomic surveillance. Okay, we need CRISPR-based diagnostic therapeutic tools. If you look in the future, this CRISPR technology would be very cheap. Okay, will be very fast, very accurate. It can be at the point of care, and also the telemedicine, digital health that we can use for all the health, human, environmental, and also the animal health, and also the cross-sector early warning system for environmental health threats, whether communicable, non-communicable, because One Health is going to be beyond zoonotic disease. Okay, now because of the environmental change, most of our lifestyles and also the food that we take and environment, it is about the non-communicable disease. And also in the future, I dream that ASEAN countries would work with the private sector and then create a system, okay, solutions for our ASEAN countries, okay, about the One Health technology and detection, and then we have to integrate and more integration because we have not been perfected yet. We have been maybe halfway only. Our trees are still young. Okay, so therefore, digital health passport, and ultimately this is, I put a lot, this is going to be very important, is the strengthen One Health curriculum educational continue improve, and this is going to cover most of the people, okay, most of the population in Southeast Asia. We have 730 million, 200, maybe today 750 million. We are bigger than EU, okay, that is about 500 million or less than that. So therefore, we need to also, everyone work together, do the same goal, same concept, okay, and move forward. And then that's going to be our final dream to attain that full integration and holistic health for our region.
Yes, some part of Indonesia, we have regulation that antibiotic must buy by the prescriptions, but we cannot control all of area can obey the regulation, so that the community or some of our community can buy without the prescription, so that we cannot control that behavior because of not strict regulation of our government. Thank you very much. Because most of the children was affected with the upper respiratory tract infection, so that they can be prescribed with antibiotics, so they cannot control about it. And public health students, about the information using the flip chart Karina, the session was divided into 3-hour sessions to ensure the effective delivery of the interventions. So if you're interested about our video, you can scan this QR code. So the session consisted of 3 sessions, so the pre-test.
benefits of AI in
network of civil society organizations in 5 Mekong countries. We primarily working on malaria, but now because malaria is going down in the region, so when we talk to communities and we engage them, malaria is not their key priority for this region. That goes all the way down to the bottom level. They have other health priorities, so they need holistic approach and package of health services where they can get services at the community level. And their health issue is
capital of Seaohun, the modalities that we have, we have 34 faculties as members of Seaohun, and we have within the 20 universities, and we have 8 One Health collaborating centers across Indonesia. And
mereka mau ini.
Oh,
ada yang sadar kamera. Guys, kita TKW, ini TKW.
Kita deportasi kan?
Iya. Kita sekarang mau balik ke Denpasar. Terima kasih semuanya.